Hello everyone and welcome back to Menier's page. This is the ideal spot for you to find the best EGD content, and on other days, well, we'll discuss other things. In today's lesson, I want us to look at some solid geometry. The solid geometry drawing I want us to complete today is of an object that is at an angle. This topic falls heavily in line with our basic polygons series. But today's one is focused on an object that is at an angle. So the polygon that we need to draw also has to be at an angle before we can then construct the front view, the top view, and then also the side view. The solid that I want to draw today is of a hexagon at 60 degrees. So you will need your 60 degrees set square to complete the drawing. Now pay attention to how I am starting it. I place my 60-degree set square on my T-square and then draw a center line. This center line is at 60 degrees. Therefore, it means that the opposite center line that I have to draw will be at 30 degrees. And that's why I change the angle of my set square. After drawing my center line, what I would like to do then is use my compass to draw a circle for the construction of my hexagon. So then I'll take my compass, use whatever measurement that is important for this drawing, then use that radius onto my circle. Now that I've constructed my circle, I will choose the points where I have to now construct the corners and parts of my hexagon, the sides of my hexagon, excuse me. Now that I have all 6 parts, I will then join each of my lines so that I have and complete my hexagon. Now that I've constructed my auxiliary view of my hexagon, I want to now begin to construct the front view. Pay attention to how I'm going to do that. So the first thing we want to do is then measure 10 millimeters away from the drawing. And then from that 10 millimeter line, you want to then construct an XY line. So at 60 degrees again, parallel to my center line of my hexagon, I want to draw a line at 60 degrees. I made this line dark and then label it as XY line. I'm going to take my 30 degree set square again and then draw lines that are going to go up to the face of my front view. Now look at how I do that with my set square. So I take my 30 degree set square, place that on my T-square, and draw lines at 30 degrees. Then on my front view, I'll then begin to draw how my front view should look like. That is to say, to draw the base line, which will be at 30 degrees, and then draw the height of this object. Now that I'm done constructing this front view, I want to then draw the top view of this object. To do this correctly, the most important thing, in my opinion, is having a good numbering system. A numbering system will help you to number the corners and identify those corners on different views. Watch how I do it. I number on the shape, or rather the drawing that I have that gives me the base of my shape. In this case, it is my auxiliary view. So I'm numbering from one corner 1 to 6. After I've numbered the corners on the base of my object, I'm going to transfer the same numbers onto my front view. This will help me now to construct the top view of this object. And I want you to watch carefully how I do that. Now, to construct the top view of my object, the first thing I would prefer to do is to draw an XY line for the top view. I'm also going to keep this XY line just away from my drawing. At this moment, it doesn't really matter how many millimeters away from the drawing it is. It's not like the XY line that's away from the auxiliary. Now watch carefully how I then begin to draw lines that go downwards, okay, that are at 90 degrees to my t-square. On these lines, I'm going to construct the points that I need for each part. Now look at how I actually do the construction of this point. I'll go to the auxiliary view. With my compass, make a measurement until the XY line. Then go to the front view. Go to that point on the front view. Follow that point down to my XY line and mark that distance. Then look, after I mark, I label.